I don't know if you're a team and you have a bona fide franchise quarterback if you can plan for his succession. That would be coming out of the Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, and this is something Seattle will have to – if you're Seattle, can you effectively plan for what comes after Russ? I don't know if you can, because any attempt to plan for that is going to accelerate or poison the relationship you have with the current guy.
If you draft a quarterback, though, are you necessarily planning for the succession? Because I don't think you necessarily are. I feel like you could see somebody, yes, in the first round. If it's the back of the first round, how much of a difference is it really than taking the guy in the second round? And he was taken in the second round.
Isn't Jimmy Garoppolo? Isn't Jimmy Garoppolo the reason that Tom Brady is not in New England anymore? I know that they traded him and I know that they gave in, but he was a part of Tom Brady feeling like they're moving on and planning to move on without me, and however that all went down, Tom Brady, I think, is still a Patriot last year if they had not drafted Jimmy Garoppolo.
Isn't Jimmy Garoppolo the reason, too, that New England won 3 Super Bowls? Because they got a different level of Tom Brady? I mean, that's...
Well, I guess by the same token, you'd look at it, and it's the reason that Aaron Rodgers became the MVP, because I just look at, if you draft a successor, you're putting an expiration date on the current guy. And now maybe it turns out that he's expiring anyway, and you need to do that. But if he's got anything left in the tank, he's eventually going to stick it to you on the way out.
Probably. But the other thing is, too, I don't think that you abandon the way that you scout and evaluate players just because you might make the quarterback upset. And like this idea that Russell Wilson got upset about John Schneider looking at any other quarterbacks and doing his due diligence like any other team would do, even if they aren't ever going to draft the guy or sign the guy, is ridiculous. I really find that just to be so tiresome. Like, wow.
I think it's petty. I think he gets over that, though. If you draft the guy, though, I don't think he ever gets over it. If you've got a quarterback you're happy with as your franchise quarterback, I don't think you can draft a guy that you hope replaces him.
But I generally think, too, when you have a great quarterback, you aren't expecting that guy to necessarily replace them. You are just
where has it worked out? Where is one example where you have a team with a genuinely great quarterback, a genuinely great, not Alex Smith, a genuinely great quarterback where they've drafted a guy that they've developed behind him? Favre is, yep.
Mahomes.
Favre works. Alex Smith is May. Right. He wasn't going to get you over the top. 2 different teams decided he wasn't good enough to get you over the top.
Steve Young, how the 49ers acquired him, but he has a weird career his first couple of years in the NFL, and he was also a disaster those first couple of seasons.
He was also in the USFL.
Right.
The whole background of that. And there's no salary cap then, so they had both of those guys. At that point, the 49ers had what might have been 2 of the top 8 quarterbacks in the league. What is, because somebody points out Drew Brees here. The Saints did not acquire anybody that was there to challenge or to push Drew Brees. Taysom Hill was a circus sideshow to him, and Jameis Winston was, hey, why not? Because nobody else is signing him. I don't know if you can prepare for this successor when you still like the guy.
But you always should be looking ahead to the future.
No. Not if you have the franchise quarterback.
This is the problem. Feelings don't care about your facts, and the facts would be that you always have to look at the future and determine whether or not you, year in, year out, are bringing in the best possible players onto your roster. But a quarterback's feelings...
if that guarantees that the quarterback that you have that's great is eventually going to stick it to you, like that has to be tucked away in there at cost, and we now have Brady and now Aaron Rodgers.
Should it guarantee that? I really don't think it should. And again, that's why I say feelings don't care about facts.
To do with
well, it should.
The quarterback's going to get mad.
Yes.
I don't know if it's worth doing something that's going to guaranteed make the quarterback stick it to you.
The thing is, though, like to interpret something as this will make the quarterback mad, how do you go about doing that when you're evaluating the decision? Because isn't drafting like a defensive player almost the same in the same realm?
We know it's different. When you draft a quarterback in the first 3 rounds, you are drafting that guy to play. If you draft a quarterback in the first 3 rounds, you're guaranteed to make your quarterback mad.
How about this text? Tony Romo and Dak Prescott. Because Prescott was a 4th-round pick who way exceeded expectations. I don't know if that's the case there.
Romo also got hurt and eventually Prescott played so well that you're like, it was clear the Cowboys were going to turn a page. It was so clear that we even got to the point where, I mean, Romo himself conceded it. Like, that's when the guy plays his way into that job, if the guy plays so well that you stop caring about the starter's feelings anymore, that's a perfect transition. But he was a 4th-round pick.